What's going on, everybody? I am back with another Prize Picks NBA player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys 5 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prize Picks. As always, coming off a 4-1 night where Joel Embiid went off. He had 2 games back-to-back. He went off after displaying a very low fantasy point per minute production rate up until this point in the season. And then, of course, the one night I jump on it, he decides to go off. But we went 4-1 on the other picks. We were on a 17-3 run. We are now on a 21-4 run. If you've been tuning in these videos, you should be winning plenty of money. If you're running 5-mans, oftentimes you've been at least doubling your money. If you're mixing and matching, you should be making a lot more money. And hopefully you've been enjoying. If you do, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Trying to get these videos up to 500 likes, guys. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. It really does help me out. Let's get this thing up to 500. There's thousands of people watching these videos. We should be able to get to 500 likes pretty easily. And if you would like my picks before I release to the public, before the bumps occur, every single one of my picks, every single ticket for all apps, including all sports that I cover, check out the VIP member package. I do offer lower tiers if you just play NBA, Prize Picks, or whatever, but I can promise you the best value and the best package that I have is going to be the VIP member package. I already released this ticket to them long before I am recording this video. They've already got it all locked in. Would not be surprised in the least to see some bumps occur on these picks that I'm on today. So if you want to get that on my picks, all apps, that is the VIP member package. Would highly recommend you check it out. That is patreon.com/KJK_DFS. That is linked below in the description. It is not the join button. If you'd like to join the YouTube fan club, that's a way of showing your support, getting the KJK badge, and getting priority in the comments, but that is not my premium. So if you want to do that as well, go for it, but I just want to make that known. Go ahead and click that link down below in the description. And if you haven't checked out Prize Picks, check them out today. It's a player props website and app where you can win money off of picking the over and under on things like players' points, rebounds, assists, points, rebounds, assists, fantasy score, etc. Go ahead and use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100. So without further ado, let's get into the important stuff. Let's get into the picks. Let's look to stay hot. Trying to go 5-0, of course, as always, the goal on the channel. And we will go game by game as we always do. The first game I'm going to discuss is going to be the Detroit Pistons taking on the Toronto Raptors, because the Toronto Raptors are going to be very short-handed tonight, dealing with multiple injuries. Looking at their roster, there will be no Pascal Siakam, there will be no Fred VanVleet, there will be no Gary Trent Jr., there will be no Precious Achiuwa. So, not good for the Raptors as far as their team. However, very good for us, I should say, from a fantasy point aspect, because we've got some serious usage opening up. And mainly for Mr. OG Anunoby. I want to talk about him. Looking at the rates with no Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent, or Precious on the floor this year. We've only got a 28-minute sample size, but OG possesses a 30% usage rate. That is elite. That would put him up with some of the top guys in the entire league as far as usage rate. Up with names like Stephen Curry, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Paul George. That's the kind of usage that we are talking about with OG, with all these injuries that the Toronto Raptors are currently dealing with. And I want to be talking about his points. He's been shooting very effectively. He also plays a ton of minutes, guys. Nick Nurse has a very solid rotation in Toronto. He plays his starters a ton of minutes. And OG gets to take on the Detroit Pistons tonight. The Raptors have a 112 implied team total, and the Detroit Pistons have been very bad defensively. Looking at my defensive shooting accuracy sheet as far as Detroit and where they're coming in, they're 24th in the entire league in effective field goal percentage rank. They have been doing very bad. And then I'm going to look at my defensive half-court and putbacks tool as far as what Detroit is giving up on a per-possession basis. They rank 30th. That is dead last in the entire NBA in points per possession rank. So they're giving up a ton of points, and then not to mention, when we're looking at the pace of these teams, the Detroit Pistons, as far as where they rank in the league in pace, they are 15th in the entire league in pace. You look at the Toronto Raptors as far as where they're coming in, they rank 21st in the league in pace. So it's going to be a nice pace-up matchup for the Toronto Raptors and OG. He should get more shots, more possessions. Obviously, he's going to get a ton more shots with the big bump up in usage with this 30% usage rate, with there being a ton of these starters out. Once again, no Siakam, no VanVleet, no Gary Trent Jr. That's a lot of shots to be going around, man. VanVleet was shooting, around 20 times a game, 19, 26, 22 times per game. We know Siakam was leading the team in shots before his injury. He was getting up 15, 16, 21, 19 shots per game. Gary Trent Jr., another guy, 13, 14, 10 shots, double-digit shots per game. You look at OG last time out, he took 16 shots. However, he did get to the free throw line 7 times. He converted 6 for 7. And when you're looking at his stats, you know, that's not a fluke. Looking at OG stats on the entire season, as far as how he's faring, he's averaging 13.6 shot attempts per game. Once again, I would expect that to spike up in a major way. In this game, he's shooting 47% from the field, though. He's averaging 5 three-pointers attempted, where he's shooting 37.7% from the field, and he's also taking 3.1 free throws per game, where he shoots 81% from the free throw line. So, very all-around effective shooter. Going to be a big bump up in usage. And then lastly, to top things all off, he is a massive favorite on major sports books to hit the over here. His line actually got bumped up to 22.5. Last I saw at this 21.5 line, he was a minus 150 favorite. So this is a prop that's definitely going to get bumped up to 22.5 before the day is over. No doubt in my mind. Take advantage while you can at this 21.5 line. Hopefully it's not bumped up by the time I release this video. I know my VIP members got it in. If it gets bumped up, I apologize. I would still take the bump. For full transparency, though, I did get him in at 21.5 points myself. So just so you guys know that. But love the spot, man. Huge usage bump. We talked about Detroit's defense has been really, really bad. You got to love this spot for OGs. So that's going to be pick number 1 here. Pick number 2. We are going to talk about the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Houston Rockets. We have another very fast up-tempo squad in the Houston Rockets. Looking at where they rank in pace in the entire league. The Houston Rockets currently rank 9th in the entire league. In the league, they have a 101.27 pace metric. So that's really good. Top 10 in the entire league. You look at the Los Angeles Clippers as far as where they rank in the league. They are 19th in pace with only a 99.54 pace metric. So once again, this is a very nice up-tempo pace matchup for the Los Angeles Clippers. And I want to talk about their highest usage player in Paul George. I expect him to absolutely get buckets tonight against this Houston Rockets team that has been terrible defensively. You're looking at these stats for Paul George on the season as far as, how many shots he's taking per game, yada, yada, yada. He's got 18.9 shots attempted per game, 46% from the field, 8.1 three-pointers attempted per game, where he's shooting 35% from the field. He's also getting to the line 5.2 times per game, where he shoots 83.9% from the line. So these are all very good things for his points prop. And then lastly, to top things all off, the LA Clippers, once again, have 2 high usage guys that are out. There will be no Kawhi Leonard in this game. He's been out for quite some time, but there will also be no John Wall. These are the top 3 guys. John Wall, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. They're going to dominate all the usage. With these 2 guys being off, it's going to become the Paul George show. It has been for quite some time here. You look at the shot volume over these last few games. Really, really good, man. He's playing upper 30s in minutes. 16, 22, 20, 17, and 21 shots attempted, respectively. He's getting to the line a bunch where he's shooting very effectively as well. We talked about that. Last 2 games out, he went 7 for 9 from the stripe and 6 for 7 from the free throw line. And he's been getting buckets. Last time against Brooklyn, didn't really have the greatest of games. I think that one turned into a blowout, though, with a 110-95 total. So the last game against the Lakers, he caused that blowout, 29 points. I expect him to get back to that against this terrible Houston Rockets defense. Looking at how they fare as far as shooting is concerned on my defensive shooting accuracy sheet, the Houston Rockets are dead last in the entire league, 30th overall in effective field goal percentage given up. They're not good in any single category. Around the rim, they're giving up points. In the mid-range, they're giving up points. Against the three-pointer, they're giving up points. They really don't have a single strong part of their defense. And then when we're looking at the defensive half-court putbacks tool, as far as their points per possession rank, they're 29th in the league. That's second to last only to the Detroit Pistons, who we discussed earlier. So once again, the Houston Rockets team, they're having a really hard time stopping opposing scorers. Paul George is pretty good at putting the basketball in the bucket, especially in a soft matchup, man. And no Kawhi, no John Wall. You really got to feel good about this spot for Paul George. So has hit this in 3 of the last 5. Once again, 2 of these games, Cleveland's a really tough matchup where he only put up 26. They are a really tough defense, though. Utah, San Antonio Spurs, not so tough, and he had really good games against them. The LA Lakers, same thing could be said for them. So, context is always important. This is a really great matchup. There's no John Wall. There's no Kawhi Leonard. Expect the usage to be through the roof. I like the over 26.5 points here for Paul George. That will be pick number 2 here. Pick number 3. We are going to kick it on down to the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Atlanta Hawks. We have another team dealing with some injuries in the Milwaukee Bucks. Most notably, there will be no Jrue Holiday today. That is obviously, once again, a big deal. That's going to give a bunch more usage to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Jrue Holiday going to be out. Those 2 guys have really been dominating all the usage. There has been no Chris Middleton. There's a possibility he may return today, I guess. Or no, he did officially get ruled out. Okay, perfect. He was listed as questionable. He's officially ruled out. And that's what I expected, but I just always want to make sure that I'm reporting the accurate news to you guys. Giannis is listed as probable. And this is going to be his team. He's been getting in some foul trouble as of late. The minutes have been down a little bit. He's been playing on and off, dealing with some knee injuries. Last time it was a blowout, 117-98 against the same Atlanta Hawks team. He really didn't have the greatest game. But I'm going to be going to him in this spot because he is arguably the best fantasy point per minute producer of all time as far as fantasy score is concerned in this scoring format that Prizepicks has. He puts up 1.81 fantasy points per minute when he's on the floor. He has a 36% usage rate. Once again, I would expect this to spike up even more. Not expect, I know it's going to spike up even more. I wish I had that pulled up here. I know I had Toronto's usage pulled up, but regardless, you know, Giannis Antetokounmpo's usage is going to spike up with there being no Drew Holiday. I mean, it's his team as is. The guy already possesses a 36% usage rate. The guy already puts up 1.81 fantasy points per minute. And really the only thing that's going to stop Giannis is if he doesn't get a full allotment of minutes, and that typically happens when the Milwaukee Bucks are in blowouts. This is at home. It's only a 4-point spread. The Atlanta Hawks have been really good all season long. The Bucks have a 114 implied total. And I would expect Giannis to have a really big game here. He hasn't had that signature Giannis, like, 80 fantasy point game in quite some time. I just got a hunch, man. This is going to be the game. Fresh off last game, he took a rest on the bench with that knee injury, so he should be good to go. He hasn't played since November 7th. It is now the 14th of November. You know, that's 7 days. He should be well rested, ready to go. We know Giannis plays hard. And once again, I mean, 1.81 fantasy points per minute in this Prizepicks scoring format is absurd. That's really good. He does it in all categories. He scores, he rebounds, he assists, and then you get 3 points for every one of those blocks and steals if you're new to the fantasy scoring format over here on Prizepicks. I'll fill you in real quick on it. 1 point for every point, 1.2 points for every rebound, 1.5 points for every assist, 3 points for every block, 3 points for every steal, -1 for every turnover. So you do get negative points for the turnovers, but once again, the block and steal upside, this is the overall upside of Giannis. This just feels like a 70-plus fantasy spot for him, I'm telling you, man. Fresh off 7 days rest, close game, no Drew Holiday, usage bump up, a guy that puts up 1.81 fantasy points per minute. Once again, that's like record. I mean, I've been doing this DFS stuff since 2016. I don't think I've ever seen someone put up a higher rate than Giannis. I don't believe even Russell Westbrook in his MVP year when he was like averaging a triple-double. I know that was like the last time we saw a guy up near this rate. Giannis is ridiculous. So pick number 3, going with the over 60.5 fantasy score here for Giannis Antetokounmpo. That will be pick number 3. And then for my last 2 picks, we're going to talk about this last game. It's going to be the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Golden State Warriors in Golden State. This game is going to be great for fantasy points, a great game environment overall. It has a 233.5 over-under, 7.5 point spread in favor of the Golden State Warriors. You look at the team's pace in this game. The Golden State Warriors are the #1 team in the entire league as far as pace is concerned with a 102.98 pace metric. The San Antonio Spurs are 5th in the league with a 102.22 pace metric. So this game's going to absolutely fly. Both these teams have not been good defensively. And for that reason, I expect there to be a lot of points. And one guy in the San Antonio Spurs that I expect to be assisting on all these points is going to be Tre Jones. He's been phenomenal in the passing category. You look at the potential assists for him per game. He's averaging 14.2 potential assists per game. That is more than DeJounte Murray, who has 13.2 assists per game. And you look at where their lines are set over here on Prizepicks and on major sports books. Just to give you a little bit of comparison, once again, DeJounte Murray at 7.5. Tre Jones is only at 7, and he's getting more assist chances than DeJounte Murray per game. He's also in one of the best game environments you could possibly ask for. He's hit this in the last 3 games. He's put up 9, 11, and 9 assists respectively, and he's getting a bunch of help now that Devin Vassal's healthy. He was out for a few games. Keldon Johnson's in there. The Spurs are finally healthy. Once again, this game's going to fly. The Golden State Warriors are 102.98 pace metric, and then they've also not been good defensively, man. This is not the same Golden State defense we've seen in years past. They're 24th in the entire league in points per possession rate right now. That is bottom 6 in the entire league, and when we're looking at my defensive shooting accuracy sheet as far as what they've been giving up. They're also 16th in effective field goal rank. They're giving up a lot of mid-range shots. The 3-point defense hasn't really been that great either, and the rim rank has been really bad as well. Bottom 6 in the league with a 24th overall. So Tre Jones, I expect to be dropping dimes. His team has a 113 implied total. The Warriors have a 7.5 implied total. However, a 7.5 point spread is in favor of the Golden State Warriors. However, they are on the second half of a back-to-back. So I like the odds of this game staying close. You know, San Antonio should be good to go here against a team on a back-to-back. Should help them to be able to keep the game a little bit close. It is expected that Klay Thompson is going to be out in this game as well. So, you know, take that for what it may be. But regardless, I love this prop for Tre Jones. Pick number 4. We are going with the over 7 assists for him. Once again, very fast up-tempo game environment. Both teams have been very bad defensively. Tre Jones has been crushing this prop. And lastly, Vegas does have him as a major favorite to hit the over 6.5 assists. That's why he's at a 7 even line on here on Prizepicks. It doesn't scare me, though. Trey Jones, a minus 155 favorite on major sports books to hit the over 6.5 assists. So I think he's definitely a lock for a push, and I pretty much think he's a lock for A+. Obviously, I wouldn't be going with the pick if I didn't think he could clear the over, but I definitely think, regardless, we're looking at some really good push equity here. So pick number 4, going with the over 7 assists for Trey Jones. And pick number 5, rounding things out. We talked about these terrible defenses. There's another guy. The Golden State Warriors, once again, not playing good defensively. They've had to really rely on their scoring. And who's scoring? It's going to be Stephen Curry. We know his shot volume is really, really good. We know he's arguably the best shooter of all time. He's a guy that I'm going to continue to target with his scoring prop on Prizepicks. Especially in this matchup, man. He's taking 20.9 field goals attempted per game. He shoots 52% from the field. That's so good. 11.9 three-pointers attempted per game, where he shoots 43% from the field. 6.1 free throws attempted per game, where he shoots 91% from the free throw line. So this guy's as knocked down as you could possibly ask for. We know his name. If you watch the NBA at all, or if you have a pulse and you follow sports at all, I know some people are more knowledgeable than others, but my guess would be you know who Stephen Curry is. The guy's that good. Averaging 35.2 over his last 5. Didn't have the greatest of games last time against Sacramento, only 27 points. I say didn't have the greatest of games. 27 points is good, but by Stephen Curry's standards. And major sports books, they do have him set at this 30.5 line. There is a little bit of juice on the under. I'm personally not concerned about that. It's pretty much even odds. And once again, the San Antonio Spurs play fast, and they don't play any defense. Looking at my defensive shooting accuracy sheet as far as San Antonio, they're 26th in the entire league in effective field goal percentage rank. They're 26th against non-corner threes. We know Steph can pull up as soon as he crosses half court. They're 30th dead last in all mid-range shots, 24th in short mid-range shots. Just not good. And then we're looking at my defensive half court and putbacks tool. San Antonio is 28th in the entire league in points per possession rank. That is bottom 3. So 120 implied total for the Golden State Warriors. A lot of points expected to be scored here, and I do expect Stephen Curry to lead the way. Would not be surprised at least to see him go out there and drop 40+ here in the spot. So pick number 5. Go with the over 30.5 points here for Stephen Curry, and that will be my 5 picks to get you winning some money over here on Prizepicks in the NBA tonight, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Looking to get this thing up over 500 likes, looking to stay hot. Once again, if you've been watching these videos, you should be making plenty of money with this streak that I'm on. And check out the premium, man. It's going to be well worth it. Once again, the VIP member package is the best package that I offer. I think it's the best package out there, to be honest with you. All sports, all apps that I cover. That equates to $1.66 $1.66 a day, guys. The $49.99 price. I know many of you probably stop at the store to get a coffee or whatever you spend your money on during the day. Investing in that, you're going to make a lot more than you invest. I've heard nothing but good things. So check that out. And if you haven't checked out Prizepicks, check them out today. Use that promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100. Wishing you all the best of luck on your NBA props tonight, and we will see you in the next one.